The last 7 years, I've just had this amazing time of getting to meet people who are doing like such deep, important work, and others who are lifting up what that work looks like. And so I'm really honored to have gotten to meet Remy. And there was this film that was released. What year was this film that we're going to see released?
2022? 2023? 2022.
No, the Juneteenth.
Juneteenth?
Yeah.
2022.
And so when this film got, there you go, he doesn't know when but that's okay. We'll figure it out. But when this film was released, and I believe it was for the Ferndale School District, I reached out. I'm like, who is this Remy Styrk person, and how can I find them and bring them to the North Sound region without having any idea that Remy was going to be actually here in the North Sound region. And so between today and tomorrow, you're going to hear more about some of the ideas we're percolating and ready to launch soon. But as lunch is being served, just wanted you to have a chance to meet Remy, hear about some of the work that they're doing, and introduce you to one piece that was developed. So thank you.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here today. I didn't sleep last night because this is my second partner convening, and I didn't sleep last night because it was kind of the feeling as a kid of like you're going to the family reunion and you're like, oh, I get to see the cool family. I don't have to like deal with the family I don't want to see. So yeah, coming here today has very much been the sense of coming home. And I don't know, it's just an amazing feeling. I also work at Northwest Youth Services, which I'll talk about tomorrow. But in my personal and professional life and work, I found out last year, really, that it is restoring the ability to dream. And I've always been a very visual person. I've been a musician for, I think, about 18 years now. I've worked with Microsoft, VH1, HBO. I've done like other film score projects. I write and produce for myself and others. And recently got into filmmaking. And the film you're about to see is like the birth of all of my talents and passions coming into one. And I'm just very glad to have found my home here with Liz and North Sound and all of you. So thank you.
The people of Texas are informed that in accordance with the proclamation from the Executive of the United States,
all slaves are free.
Fight on just a little while longer.
This involves an absolute equality of personal rights and rights of property.
Between former masters and slaves and the connection heretofore existing between them.
It comes down between employer and hired labor.
The freed are advised to remain quietly in their present homes and work for wages.
They are informed that
they will not be allowed to collect at military posts,
and that they will not be supported in idleness either there or elsewhere.
You know, what I was taught about Juneteenth was that, you know, it was literally the end of slavery for all Black individuals during that time.
We celebrate it as it happening in 1865, but in truth, it was released to those who needed to distribute it in 1863. And unfortunately, they didn't have social media then. That would have made it a lot easier. but just the time it took for everyone who was so incredibly oppressed for so long, and knowing that they did not have access to information they so desperately needed, for me is heart-wrenching.
That this last group of African Americans discovered they had freedom. They had the potential to be paid for their work, be valued as people, as opposed to being chattel and basically being used like machines to create output.
And it was almost taught in a way that was liberation. That's what liberation meant at that time, and it's not. And it was just a step in our journey towards liberation.
But if you look at the formation of Juneteenth, it's a monumental part of Black history here in America.
So it's for everybody. Just think about those words. Like, I can just be me. I'm free to go outside of my door. So even if you don't understand the fullness of it, just learn about the freedom and celebration. Juneteenth is to celebrate freedom, and we all want freedom. Me, I'm a queer male, so even to celebrate my freedom with being queer and being open, like, that's how Black people look at it. Like, I can be open and unapologetically Black, just like I can be open and unapologetically gay. Hello, my name is Terrence T.J. Morris, and I'm an Associate Director for Northwest Youth Services working in the Adolescent Service Department.
My name is Christina Michelle Martins, and I am the first Black female city councilor in Bellingham, and I hold the at-large position.
Great question. My name is Jason McGill, and I'm the Executive Director of Northwest Youth Services.
I'm Donnell Tanksley, the Chief of Police for the City of Blaine.
My name is Dr. Cislina Grosser-Ledbetter, and I am the Associate Vice President for Counseling, Health, and Wellbeing at Western Washington University.
My name is Andrew Welch, and I work for the Ferndale Chamber of Commerce as their Program and Events Manager.
I wish I would have known that everyone doesn't celebrate it, and I would have made it so everyone could celebrate it and feel comfortable celebrating it.
I recall some events for Juneteenth, and looking back on it, since I didn't know much about it, I didn't participate in it.
Definitely in my middle school age years. Shared this earlier, but I remember, at home with my parents, just watching videos about Blackness and like Malcolm X and all of that stuff, and went to school the very next day and asked my teacher, do you know anything about Juneteenth? And of course he did not.
They were not talking about Juneteenth. And so, not in my classroom.
So I think what we could do as a community is starting kids at a young age, all kids, just learning about Juneteenth.
I first learned about Juneteenth, I want to say when I was probably 19 or 20 years old, unfortunately.
Probably 2018, 2019. It's something I kind of heard of in hip hop music and stuff.
Right around 2007, 2008.
I had gone my whole youth not knowing much, and it was when I went off to college.
It's not about what you don't know, it's about honoring that past and that what our people still go through today.
We need to celebrate it. We need to keep honoring it, so it reminds us, where we were, where we are, and where we need to be.
So I celebrate Juneteenth for a couple of reasons. I celebrate Juneteenth because of the emancipation, the learning of, the Texas slaves being freed, right?
I can't say that I do, to be honest. It's not something that's part of my background, of where I grew up and my family's background, so it's not something I necessarily celebrate. It is something I'm interested in and wanting to learn more about, though.
It wasn't until moving to Bellingham and meeting Terrence T.J. Morris that I found a community and a place to come together and celebrate Juneteenth.
It's like a big party for us. It's like barbecues, like tea cakes, red velvet cake.
You know, your collard greens.
Laughter, like pictures, everything. Like
elaborate dress and music.
Dancing, line dancing. It's filled with so much joy.
It's a fun time and it's a celebration and steeped in culture.
Lifting up Black excellence.
Just being in a community with folks who are just honoring the day. And
we do celebrate. We talk about it.
I am the hope and the dream.
I am the hope and the dream.
I am
the hope and the dream.
I am the hope and the dream.
I am the hope and the dream.
I am the hope and the dream.
I am the hope and the dream.
I'm the hope and dream.
I am the hope and the 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 dream.
We are the hope and the dream of the American slave.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.